I think that we have just been through the worst run of form that I've had since I began this save all those seasons ago. But when I look back at what I predicted at the beginning of this season, our first season in the Premier League, I did say that we might finish 14th, 15th or 16th, and that the squad was possibly good enough to do that. Well, we are just marginally ahead at this point in time of what I predicted, but it's getting harder and harder and harder. But can we do it? I really think that we do have a chance. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to The Road to Glory, Part 81, Season 9, here at Preston. And as you can see from the table, that we are currently sitting in 13th place. We have 25 points from our 20 games, and we are just at the end, I hope, of the worst run that I have possibly been in since I began this save. I'm no stranger to bad runs of form over the years I've been playing this game, but this has been awful. And today we will have two games. We will be away at Norwich in the first game, and we will be then home to Everton in the second game, and that will take us into the January transfer window, and we need to do some business in that window. But before we get into all that, if you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, well, you are in the right place. So why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. But before this diabolical run of form had hit us, we did have a visit from Liverpool. And so that was an extremely surprising victory. And let's have a look at what's happened on the pitch since you were last with us. And when you were last with us, you saw the two draws that we had, the 1-1 draw at home to Brentford, and then the horrible 0-0 draw away at Bournemouth in a game where we just could not take our chances. And then we actually followed that up with a 1-0 victory at home to Leicester, and then that Liverpool fixture, 2-0. A really astonishing, surprising result, but I'll take it, because after that we had an away 1-0 defeat to Southampton, and that was followed by a home 1-0 defeat against Arsenal. Manchester United away too much for us to cope with. We were beaten quite comprehensively by 3-1. And then really unlucky, I thought, against Newcastle. We played fairly well, but it turned out at the end to be a 1-0 defeat. We had lost 4 games on the bounce. And then a 1-1 draw at home to Brighton, and an error from Matthew Cox allowed Brighton to share the spoils, and we had lost another 2 points. We have drawn a lot of games which we should have won, in my opinion. But we are still, in terms of the Premier League, we're still doing okay. And I did predict that we would finish possibly 14th, 15th or 16th, and we are just ahead of that. And what's good news is that we have a positive goal difference, and that might count in our favour as the season comes to a close. We have played 20 games, we have 25 points, and the target being 40, I do believe that we can pick up the 15 points or 18 points that we need before the end of the season. And I'm hoping it will be enough to keep us somewhere around 13th, 14th or 15th, and the squad will have done really well. I have to remember that this is not the greatest squad in the Premier League, and in fact the pundits think it is the poorest squad in the Premier League. So something that we've done so far has been right. But we need to improve, and we've had a little bit of a go at the tactic, and we'll have a look at that in a little bit. We've changed the formation a little bit, and hopefully now we're going to become more positive. I think if we become a little bit more positive now, we have more chance of picking up the 15 points that we need. And as the transfer window is about to start, we find ourselves in a position where we are having to do a little bit of business. And we do have some money left. We have 16.5 million, and we still have 60,000 in wage budget. So there is scope to do something. But in terms of our injuries at the moment, we still need to find a replacement for Hugo Bueno, who is, of course, out for the rest of the season. And then Ali McCann is still injured. He's going to be out for about another 2 weeks or so. So as we come back to fitness, the squad is looking a little bit better. But we do have some players who are also wanted by other teams. Matthew Cox is wanted by Bayern Munich. And I think we're in a position now where we have to sell him, and if we can get the kind of money that he demands, 24 million, then I'm pretty sure we can find another goalkeeper and have a little bit of money to strengthen the squad in other areas. So it is probable that Matthew Cox will be leaving the club, and other people who are wanted, and Rob Nizet is wanted. We've had offers for him previously, but unfortunately they didn't match our valuation of him, so I wasn't prepared to let him go. It's going to be very difficult now to hold on to Rob Nizet. He wants to leave. And other players that are wanted, Brody Hughes is wanted, and I'll probably be happy to sell him. So there is business that needs to be done in the transfer window. We will have hopefully a little bit of money to do that business. It's just a matter of whether or not my scouts can come up with the right players to fulfill what I need to do in the various positions. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. But for now, we need to focus on our game against Norwich. It's going to be a very tough game. They are below us in the table, and you know my record against teams below me in the table. But we are going to go a lot more positive. And in terms of the tactic itself, we have switched now to a diamond. And we do, as you see, have both fullbacks on attack. And we're going to play an anchor at the base of the midfield and 2 carrileros, and those are there to provide width. And also now we have an advanced playmaker up top, and hopefully he will be a good support and create chances for the boys up front. We are a very good passing team in midfield, but we are not capable of taking them on, and this is the problem that we've come across. We are not able to win the ball back in midfield, and one of the things that I am going to do is I'm going to take out focus play through the middle. It is a pointless exercise us trying to take teams on down the middle, and hopefully we're going to create, with the 2 attacking fullbacks and the carrileros, we're going to create more space out wide. And also, we are quite good in the air up front. And so I'm going to hit early crosses and get the boys to shoot on sight. And I think that one of the reasons that we're not scoring goals is because we're trying to be too meticulous when working the ball into the box. And that just has not been working. And teams are able to block because we're not efficient enough yet at getting the ball into the box. So we're just going to take off, be more disciplined, and allow the boys who are quite good at finishing to take shots and to hit shots early rather than wait for better opportunities. And I'm just hoping that that will mean that we can score a few more goals. If we can take some more chances, then against the lower teams we will have a better chance, because 1-1 draws are not going to be enough anymore. We have to win a couple of these fixtures. These points are now going to become very, very important. So we have changed things up a little bit, and we're going to play very positive at home, and we'll play balanced away. And the results are going to be what the results are going to be. Playing in a cautious mentality is not helping us. We have to go at teams, and we have to believe in ourselves and our own abilities, and hopefully it's going to make the difference. So we're prepared to give things a try. I think it's time to go and play this game now away at Norwich. Even though we are away today, we are going to play in a positive way. We want to try it out, and let's see what happens. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today against Norwich is Cox in goal, with Newman, Stoica, Balmer and Azevedo at the back, with Dunjak, Bellingham, Applethwaite and Simpson in midfield, with Ida and Ferguson up top. I think we are a little fitter than Norwich. This game is being played very quickly after the last fixture, and I hope that our fitness will mean that we can get one over on Norwich today, and it would be a good performance, and it would be a 3 points that we desperately need. And I agree. I want to be impressed today. We have a chance to get 3 points on the board. Let's get out, get those 3 points, and put ourselves in a very, very good position. And if we can do that, then hopefully we will be safe. And all we want to do is get safe. But it is going to be Norwich. And it is a header over the crossbar, and we have given away the first highlight. And you can see that they are much less fit than we are. And hopefully that will make a difference towards the end of the game. But Buonetta is a danger very early on, and maybe we need to do something about him. 87% pass completion. Yeah, we probably do need to sort out him and Zanuti a little bit better than we actually are. But it is going to be a highlight for Norwich again, and Norwich look to bring the ball forward and working their way down the left. Norton Cuffy, who I know very well, Norton Cuffy, and unfortunately we lost Norton Cuffy in the championship. He's found himself playing for Norwich now, and it would have been nice if he was still playing for us. There's a ball into space, but unfortunately we've lost it again. It is in midfield where we are really struggling. Long shot saved by Cox, and what is the decision there? Looks like he was offside. We're doing okay. We still need to close them down a little bit more. We're giving one or two players a little bit too much space. That is a terrible pass. And for a team that is full of good passers, I'm not quite sure why we don't pass the ball slightly better. Here's Applethwaite playing as an advanced playmaker today. And Stoica to Applethwaite, looking to come deep for the ball. He finds Newman. Newman, can he get across into the box? Yes, he can. We are in. And Ferguson has made it. Norwich 0, Preston 1. We have got the goal. Now we need to hold on to it. And we've taken them by surprise. We haven't really been in the game. And it was a lovely ball by Applethwaite. Found Newman. Early cross into the box, and there's Ferguson, and that's what we wanted to do. We didn't want to dilly-dally about getting the ball into the box. We wanted to hit early crosses, and we have. I think maybe we'll come back to a more balanced... Oh, boy. We'll stay at positive because Norwich have equalised. And we just have this habit of scoring goals and then giving goals away. It was poor defensive play. It was just a simple throw-in, cross into the box. And what was the fullback doing? Azevedo never challenged for the ball, and it is now. Zanussi is a pest, and we need to do something about Zanussi. And so we've asked the boys to type mark Zanussi. They are getting crosses in from the left. It's such a shame. I was just going to be a little bit more balanced to try and hold on to half-time. We could then regroup. They are getting very, very tired. They're very tired down the right-hand side, and it might be an idea to go and focus our play down the left and hopefully take advantage of the tired players down the left. And Wormington is very, very tired at fullback. And here is Azevedo. Azevedo bringing it forward, and he's lost it. And it's terrible play by Azevedo. And the team are told not to dribble the ball, and they're still doing it. They're not working very well in terms of obeying instructions at the moment. But Ferguson has found himself in acres of space. Can he score? He can't. It's gone out for a corner. It remains Norwich 1, Preston 1. We've just got to keep going, pick up as many points as we can. There's not much I can do to improve the team. They have the ability that they have. Stoiker was taken out dreadfully there. That was a poor tackle, but it's still Norwich 1. Preston 1, and another point maybe keeps us in 13th, keeps us 6 points ahead of the team below us. But we need to do better than this. These are games we should be picking up 3 points. You've got to pick up 3 points somewhere now and again. And here's Stoiker. Stoiker looking for Ferguson. Ferguson was having a good game. He finds Azevedo. Azevedo out to the left. Finds Juvnak. His ball into the box. A header on goal, but it's wide. And it remains 1-1. We're still not scoring enough goals. We're not defending well enough. And it's showing in the performance on the pitch. But we're holding our own, and these fans turn up through thick and thin. Keep going. You have the ability to do something here. Yeah, these are good, inspiring words, and the team look inspired, and 1 or 2 players are not playing very well. We just, at the moment, Kofi Barmer is my big worry. Maybe he should come off the field, Kofi Barmer, and we should bring on Altair, bring the experience in. He has to play for 1 half, should be fit enough to play for that half. And Wormington, I think, has come off for Norwich, so perhaps not a good idea to focus down the left anymore. But we have picked the ball up. Bellingham. He's not had a great season, Bellingham. I'm hoping that he will settle down soon. He's one of our best players who's not playing very well. Ball into the box, headed out. Comes out to Newman. Newman tries to get it into the box. He can't. Applethwaite, he picks up the ball. Need to get it into the box. That's a lovely cross into the box. It's headed clear. Azevedo picks up the ball. As Norwich look like they might be tiring, we need to win these balls in the box. And it comes out to Juvnak. I have to learn how to say his name. Juvnak. He finds Applewhite. Applewhite with a long-range shot, and it goes over the crossbar. But that's what I want to encourage. I want to encourage the boys to take some pot shots. Because working the ball into the box isn't working very well, and I think I probably need to make a change or two. But we do have the ball, and it is Newman. Newman, he finds Ferguson. Ferguson to Juvnak. Juvnak to Newman. It's one of the hardest names to say, Duvnyak. And he finds Stoiker. Stoiker to Newman. Better football. We're playing better football. But we've had the ball taken off us, and that's because we don't have ball winners in midfield. We have a lot of nice passing players, but when teams are pressing us, we're just losing the ball. And it comes to Altair. Altair to Stoiker. Stoiker to Altair. The 4-4-2 diamond is working a little better than the other formation. We're able to get men forward a little bit better, but defensively we're still very poor. And losing Bueno at left back was a huge blow. And it is Norwich working their way into the box, and it's tipped over the bar by Cox. And it's still Norwich 1, Preston 1. We have a couple of tired players. It's time to make some changes now. I'm going to take off Ida to begin with, and we'll bring on Grant. And it's headed away. And Norwich are still looking like the more likely team. And headed out by Simpson, but it's still Norwich, and it does look so dangerous, and it's time to make some changes. And so we have made some changes, and I'm hoping, as you can see the substitutes walking off, I'm hoping that we can pick something up in this game. Otherwise it's going to be the longest, hardest season as we go into the transfer window. Not a good time to bring on substitutes just before a corner, and let's hope we defend this well enough. And we haven't, and it's hit the crossbar and goes over. And is this going to be another draw? Is this going to be another draw or defeat? And again, a team that we should be picking up 3 points against, as Newman looks to bring the ball down the right. That's a ball infield, but it can't find the attacking forward. And again, it just doesn't look good. We are not a good team, and thinking that we're going to win matches is just not the way to be thinking. I think I need to look at some of the opposition instructions now. And I'm just hoping that it is time actually to come off that instruction, focus play down the left, and just to focus play wherever the pass seems to be going. We're holding our own. Joe Bellingham is now tired, and let's make a change in terms of Bellingham. And so we have brought in Di Bernadetta to replace Bellingham, and attacking midfield role again. We've had 3 players now today play in that particular role, and not one of them really has produced killer passes to unlock the defence. But Newman is quite involved in the game. He finds Estrella to Applethwaite through. A Ferguson is through, and the goalkeeper saved it. That was a chance, and we couldn't put it away. But Newman picks the ball up, but the highlight comes to an end. Strange we didn't get to see the end of that highlight. I am looking at Norwich, who are looking very, very tired now. Another ball into the box is headed away. They are simply stopping us from taking shots. They are out defending us. Good tackle in midfield. Juvenek, he picks the ball up, finds Altair to Applethwaite. Ball inside. Grant with a shot, and that just goes wide of the post. And we are not going to get the victory today. It looks like it's going to be another draw. They're very tired in the middle of the pitch. So what I'm going to do is focus play through the middle now, as their central defenders are looking very, very tired as we come into the last few minutes. But it is going to be Norwich, possibly with the last highlight. They do have a free kick, and it is going to be possibly the worst time to concede a goal. It will depress me if this goes in. It is Chong over the ball, and he's taking his time. Norwich look like this. They want this to be their last chance. It's a great save by Cox. The ball goes out for a corner. Defend well, boys. Try to keep this out. We'll take a point. We've controlled possession well. We've matched them for shots on target. We've matched them for amount of shots. It would be so sad to lose this game now, right in the last minutes, and it would not make me a happy manager. Let's take a point, and hopefully a point will be enough. Who knows? We just keep picking up these 1 points. It's not enough, and it's really depressing at the moment. I have to sympathise with you. It was one of those days, and I have to remember that this is not a very good football team, and we are still in 13th place. We are still 6 points ahead of Leicester. We still have a little bit of a gap, but we need to do some business in the transfer window. We gave a goal away because we're not defensively good enough. But at the moment, it's pretty depressing viewing. And in terms of the schedule, what's coming up, we have to play Everton in the next game, and then we've got some very tough fixtures coming up after that. The month of December has come to an end. We have not won a single game. That's not what I was hoping for, and we really need to try and get a result against Everton in our next fixture. So I'll get the team ready for Everton, and then we'll see you very, very soon. And so today's team for the game against Everton is Cox in goal, with Pugh, Digbareko, Bernard, Azevedo at the back, Stoica, Estrella, Applethwaite and Simpson in midfield, with Surridge and Eder up front. And we do have to try and get something out of this game. We are not as good as Everton, and so it's hard to see how we're going to get anything out of this game. Everton are a much better team, and I think we'll go along with that tight mark Anthony Gordon. And we're sick and tired. I am sick and tired of getting bad results. I need a strong defence today. I'm expecting you to control the midfield. We have gone a little bit more direct. We're going to try a little bit more of a direct approach. And the board and the supporters are both expecting a draw in this game. Everton are slightly more tired than we are, but it doesn't seem to matter at the moment. We're just not good enough to beat games, even if they're absolutely exhausted. So it doesn't really seem to matter at this moment. Everton are fresh off the back of a 2-0 victory against Liverpool. And I'm just hoping that that's taken too much out of them and they're not going to be able to build on that. But Everton are through. Everton have scored. It's 1-0 to Everton. It's Preston 0, Everton 1. I'm not expecting anything from this game. I'm going to shout at the boys and berate them. This is not good enough. And we're going to go a little bit more positive now. There's nothing I can do except keep trying, keep encouraging. Morale is at its worst it's ever been. If we survive this season, well done. If we don't survive, we don't survive. There's nothing more I can do. The team are just not good enough. And so we just have to try and enjoy the games as best we can. Elmas is a little bit of a problem. Maybe we should do something about Elmas. But it's not too much of a problem at the moment. They're not attacking any better than we are. They just finished one of their chances. We haven't finished any of ours. And so that's the difference between the two teams. I'm not very happy, and I don't really know what I can do. What I might do, actually, is move the lines up. End of this mid-block now. We're going to go higher up. We have to try something. We're not doing very well, and so we have to try things, and if things don't work, they don't work. So at the moment it's Preston 0, Everton 1, exactly what I was expecting. This is our chance to exact revenge. Azevedo's having a poor game, Bernard's having a poor game. It was a terrible decision to play Bernard, and my assistant kept saying he needs game time. He's doing well in training, but he's just a useless player, and he's in the squad because I can't sell him. So I don't know why I gave him a game. And Azevedo is absolutely dreadful. We'll bring on Nizit instead. And defensively, we are shocking. Since we lost Bueno, we are absolutely shocking in defence. And until we can improve defensively, take off, hit early instructions. If we're not connecting, yep, I'll go along with that. I want us to play through the middle, because Everton want to play down the flanks. I need to close them down, which we're attempting to do down the flanks. Eder has had an absolutely dreadful season. Got off with a hat-trick in the very first game. Has done absolutely nothing since then. He's been very poor. And Surridge is having an absolute nightmare of a game. It's time to take Surridge off. And we'll bring on Ferguson. And nobody is playing very well. Look at how much space he has. He's supposed to be tight marked, and we're just not doing it. And that is the way the game is going at the moment. Everton look like they're going to score again, are they? Nope, we've managed to defend that. We're not pressing them. We're just letting them have the ball, and there's the second goal. And I wasn't expecting to beat Everton today. We have been beaten, and beaten soundly, and there's nothing I can do. We just have to see this season out and hope that we avoid relegation. The board have reduced their demands in now its attempt to avoid relegation, and it's Preston 0, Everton 2, and I don't know how long Leicester losing, and Everton are going to have another shout, and it looks like it's going to be 3-0. It is 3-0, and we are being soundly beaten here by a better Everton team, and nothing I can do. I'm going to go to a balanced style of playing, because otherwise we're going to get slaughtered, and I don't want to get slaughtered. And I'm feeling very, very depressed, as you can tell at the moment. Pew's having an absolute nightmare as well. Let's bring Brodie Hughes on, say goodbye to Brodie Hughes. Everybody's playing really badly. Applethwaite 6.2. Going to bring on Di Benedetto. And we have won the ball. And Ida, can you do something just for a change? No. And it just is very, very, very poor watching. And I don't know what else I can do. Stoica is extremely tired. Applethwaite is extremely tired. And we are in big, big trouble. Big, big trouble. And I don't know what else I can do except see the season out as fast as possible. And we're not going to come back until probably around about the end of February, because this is just so terrible to watch. And Everton are just like finding space all over the pitch, and we look like a disastrous team at the moment. They do have another free kick, and are we going to get a player sent off for that? I know they're checking for a penalty. It's going to be 4-0. It's no penalty, but it wouldn't surprise me if they score from the free kick that's about to follow, because nothing is going right. Nothing at all is going right. Since that victory against Liverpool, which seems so long ago now, nothing has gone right. It's an absolutely dreadful, dreadful team at the moment. I thought I had assembled a really nice squad, but they are absolutely dreadful. And in the summer, there has to be major changes. Like Bellingham is an absolute nightmare. He has done absolutely nothing. Allegedly one of our best players, and he's done absolutely nothing. And so when you have a team that are doing nothing, your best players like Ida and Bellingham are doing absolutely pathetically. There's nothing you can do. I mean, I'm told, my scouts told me that they were great players. I can only go on what I'm told. And look at this. This is an absolute nightmare. If we are not relegated this season, I will be very, very surprised, because looking at the fixtures to come, we have no chance. But as you can tell, I'm very, very upset, very disappointed. And that's it for another episode. If you're new to the channel and you love to see people suffer, well, you're in the right place, let me tell you. And don't forget, subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow. Help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. And from a very confused, disappointed, upset, angry manager, I'll bid you all farewell and see you, if I'm not sacked, in the next episode.